Book Nerds. Many of you know that I am an English teacher. I teach middle school. And today I want to talk about reading stamina. And today it seems like the trend is that students today and kids today read so much less than students used to. And so much supports this. Like, reading scores are down. Kids are just self-reporting that they read less and less each year. And so I want to talk about it. I've been seeing this firsthand myself as an English teacher. I also have been working on my thesis, my capstone project for grad school, and I've been doing so much research surrounding reading in middle school. And so this video is kind of like my thoughts. I'm not going to talk about specific research or anything in particular. Like, I just want to talk about what I think about this trend of kids reading less and what my opinion is, I guess. I don't have my own research to back this up. This is just ideas that I've seen firsthand and things my colleagues have said that just make sense, and like, etc., etc. So I live in Minnesota, and we've been working really hard in my district, like trying to get things ready and implement things for the READ Act. And like, basically, if you don't know anything about the READ Act, it's a bill that says that it's a law that says that we have to like get students reading at grade level because they don't. And I don't know a ton about the READ Act, I'll be honest. Like, I'm learning a lot, but I see it firsthand that kids do not read at grade level, and there are kids that really struggle. And how, like, what's causing this? Like, it's multifaceted, like, why this happens. And some of the big things that I think are influencing this trend is the first obvious one is cell phones. Kids are so connected, cell phones and computers, like, they are so plugged in and they use so much technology. And some of these kids can do so much more with technology than I can even dream about. Like, and I consider myself to be pretty tech savvy, but I just think kids are so interested in technology and so interested in texting and being connected with their friends and watching videos online and social media that they don't take time to read anymore. They just don't. It's not a hobby that many kids have anymore. And before all this, like, hobbies were different. Reading was more of a common hobby. If you weren't playing with friends, if you weren't playing sports, if you weren't learning an instrument, like, you were reading, right? So, like, obviously there are other things you can do too, but like, reading used to be more normalized, and so many kids just don't find it as a hobby anymore. So like, that has contributed, in my opinion, to the decline in reading. But that's not all. The other huge thing that I think has contributed to children reading decline is the way school is structured. When I was in school, like, now I'm going to make myself sound old, like, back in my day, but for real, back in my day, I had a textbook in every class. I read for every class. It was not just English class that I had to read, right? So I had a math textbook, I had a social studies textbook, I had a science textbook. Like, I had a textbook for everything, and I had to read in every class. I don't know how other districts are, but in our district, that's not how things work anymore. It seems like everything now is like moving away from textbooks. Everything is either project-based learning, or it's incorporating technology and videos. And like, not to say any of that stuff is bad, but there is a trade-off. So because we're shifting these things, and because students no longer read in every class, they don't have a textbook in every class, they aren't reading every day in every class, students are reading less in school and out of school, like, just across the board. I got way more practice reading because I had to do it for homework, for classwork. Like, that's just the way it was. And so, like, I really don't know what to do about this besides the fact that, we could go back to reading more in other subjects, but do we really want kids reading and lugging around huge textbooks? I don't know that that's the answer either, but I definitely think it's contributing to reading decline. Instead of reading about a topic, students watch a video about a topic, or they do a project on a topic. And I think that students can be more engaged in those things, but I think it definitely affects their reading abilities. They are not getting enough practice. An English class alone, like, we don't have enough time. We don't have enough time to teach all of our reading and writing and comprehension and communication standards, because it's not just reading that English teachers have to do. We have to do all these other things, and we can't just focus on reading, or we'd never get to writing or communication or comprehension. Like, we have to do it all, and we can't. So there has to be some kind of solution. Like, parents need to be encouraging kids to read at home more, and teachers need to encourage students, like, across subjects. Like, if you're done with your work, pick up a book. Like, we need to create some kind of we need to have some kind of cultural shift back towards reading if we want students to improve their reading. Otherwise, it's just, I don't see a change happening. Like, I just don't know how it would happen, because even in English class, kids don't want to read. They'll do everything they can to get out of reading. They'll listen to the audiobook. They won't physically read. Like, it is a struggle to get kids to read. And so we really need to try to find ways to get kids interested. I have independent reading time set aside so that my kids can choose their own books and read them, right? Because then they can at least choose something that might interest them versus me saying, hey, we're reading this book. But that's not going to be enough. 10 minutes just in my class, like, is not going to be enough independent reading time to make a difference. Like, we need to have some kind of, like, cultural revolution around reading for improvements to happen. This is my opinion, guys. This is one brand new teacher's opinion, right? I'm a first year teacher. So, like, this is what I see. This is what I've gleaned from colleagues and from my research, from my master's program. Like, this is just, like, my opinion that has formed over learning all of this and seeing all of this for myself. And, like, I'm a parent too, right? And so, like, as a parent, sometimes, like, I'm guilty of this too. It's easier to say, like, hey, go watch a movie because I need to make supper. Or, hey, go watch YouTube or play on your tablet because I need to clean, or whatever it is. Like, it's easier to do that sometimes. But we need to stop doing that. We need to say, like, hey, why don't you go read for 20 minutes or something like that? Or, hey, I'm going to read. Why don't you grab a book and we'll read together? And to help build this cultural change towards reading. Like, I, someone who has a booktube channel and loves to read, am guilty of this and need to work with it with my own kids. Like, it's just an issue that I see, particularly in Minnesota, and I know it's an issue across the US. I'm very curious if those of you from other countries that watch my channel, because I amazingly have viewers from other countries, which is just incredible to me. Like, what's it like in your countries? Like, what do you see with students, kids? Like, do they read? Is it similar to what's going on here? I would really love to know. And if you have, if you're a teacher or a parent or anyone that has an idea, like, how do we get kids interested in reading again? How do we change this draw that technology has? Because kids are just, they want instant gratification. That's why they want these things. They want to get that instant text message from their friend. They want to watch that 10-second video and get whatever satisfaction from it that they can. Like, they don't want to sit and read a 200-page novel because they have to wait for the payoff. And so we really need to find ways to get kids interested and have kids realize that delayed gratification is a good thing. It's not a bad thing, right? I really think there's something to be said about like watching your bookmark progress through a book. Like, it is satisfying, and we need to show kids that it's satisfying. Like, I don't know. I don't have answers. This is just kind of a rant, just kind of me dumping my heart out on this topic. But if you have comments or ideas or opinions, like, please drop down in the comments and we can chat more. Yeah, I want every kid to love reading. Like, I want that so bad. That's why I became an English teacher. I want that. I know it's not going to happen, but wouldn't it be great if we could? Like, wouldn't it be so wonderful if every student loved reading? Wouldn't it be great if all of your children loved reading? Like, that's a perfect world. But anyway, I will stop rambling here. I hope that you have a lovely week, and I will talk to you next Monday. Hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for talking books with me.